My name is Denisha Dupree, and I'm going to be talking about the chemicals effects of rotenone in the ponds. To me, before I start this presentation, rotenone in the pond, for me, is not a smart way to take care of a pest or a fish problem. I think there are obviously different ways you can go about discarding or getting rid of a large population of animals, or in this case, fish or aquatic animals. Um, Using chemicals to then kill off those said fish, for me, I wouldn't personally do it. I don't think it's a smart way to, you know, get rid of or depopulate a certain amount of animals. Pond owners tend to use rotenone when they're trying to either have a certain amount of fish in their ponds, get something else in their ponds, kind of kill off different bacteria. It's a lot of uses that rotenone is used for when pond owners use it. But what would you say would be the problem? The problem would be to depopulate a lot of ponds, and pond owners use a chemical to kill fish instead of using a safer way to do so. I just stated the fact of it's not kind of an ethological way that I think would be the best way to do it. It also kind of affects the fish's inability to live, survive, obviously, and then also kind of mutate and kind of populate or repopulate itself into a different, life. Um, why are the fish dying? Besides the fact that they're being used, the chemical is being used to kill them off. The toxin being used is a pesticide. Um, if there are way too many fish in the pond, it affects its cellular respiration. It also affects its mitochondrial progression, stopping it and basically filling up the fish's lungs, inserting itself through the fish's cells freely. Um, it does not need any type of specific transporter to get inside of the cell. So it does just absorb itself into the fish's cell and then eats its way out. Um, it does allow for the fish to then suffocate and float on top of the water for then the pond owners to fish them out easier. This for me would be a less efficient way to keep, the earth and the cycle going. Yes, there may be too many types of that fish in that small pond, but I do think in other areas there is a less populated amount of fish that they could then survive in. Obviously, if the fish grew up in that specific pond, it would be hard for them to inhibit themselves in a different area, but that'll also allow the fish to start a more selective natural selection, if that makes sense. It allows them to have more of a bigger or broader um, lifestyle. For me personally, my opinion is having rotonin in a pond is not the safest way or the smartest way, not only for humans but not for fish either. When the pond owners do have to use rotone, they have to allow themselves to wear masks, goggles, gloves, anything, because this is a harmful chemical for us and or anyone around us. We do have to take precautions. So if something that terrible is needed to then depopulate an amount of species, organisms in a space of living, there should be a different way to be approached, a safer way for us and or the animals.